Hey guys, so as I promised a few weeks ago, I know it's taken me so long, I'm going to show you how to do a proper deadlift. So there's all different versions, I guess, of doing the deadlift, but the one thing that you got to keep in mind is that you're protecting your back at all times. So a lot of people deadlift by, they come down with the bar and then they stand back up and they hyperextend and then they thrust their hips too far forward. When you come up, you want to stay in a straight line. So imagine there's a line from the roof to the ground and you're trying to mimic that line, I guess, and stay in line with it. So by overextending or hyperextending and thrusting hips forward, you're not in line. So you're going to come down, push away from the ground, stand back up and squeeze your glutes, shoulders are down, and your back doesn't come back like this. It's straight, so your core's really tight. Keeping your core tight throughout the whole thing is very important. Okay, so I'm going to show you from the front how I set up. I'm a bit puffed because I just did a crazy 10-round circuit. I'm going to post that as well, so I may have already posted it by now, so check it out. It's a tough one. You get a weight that's suitable for you. So that's one thing a lot of people ask me, what weight am I using? It doesn't matter what anyone else is using. It's important that you choose a weight that is challenging for you, but it's suitable so that you can perform good technique. So I'm just using 50 kilos here. This is the weight I like to use when I'm doing a circuit because I'm going through different exercises one after the other with no rest. But usually if I was to do a strength session with deadlifts, then I'd probably do about 70 to 80 kilos. But I've been deadlifting for years, so I'm always making sure that my form's right. And I usually do between 10 and 12 reps or 10 and 15, depending on how heavy I go and whether it's a circuit or not. Okay, so enough chatting. We'll set up. So your feet are going to be about roughly shoulder width apart. Everyone's setup is going to be slightly different because our bodies are all different. So we're going to squat differently, we're going to deadlift differently. But just making sure that we've got the basics like our tight core, straight back, pushing through, using your glutes, shoulders down, not back and overarched. They're the key things to keep in mind. So I like to have my toes slightly out. I have a little bit of a wide setup. I squat with a fairly wide stance with my shoulders out. That's most comfortable for me. But really, you just got to do it and see how you feel. I squat down, find where I feel comfortable, and then that's where I know where to set up. Okay, so I like to do the over and under grip. So I alternate my grip each round or each set that I do, just so I get it even. So coming down, grabbing just outside of the knee. Before you even lift any weight, you want to make sure your head's neutral. You've got a really strong core, so your core's really tight. And then you pull away from the bar, so you're pulling away before you even move. Dig that big toe into the ground, and then push away from the ground, squeezing those glutes at the top, and then tight tummy, and then coming back down again to the ground. Pushing away from the ground, squeezing those glutes, and down again. Okay, so I'm going to show you from the side. So the first thing you want to do is tighten that core, make sure your shoulders are down and your head's in a neutral position. So that means you're not coming forward like this, you're not back, you're not looking up, you're not looking down, just nice and neutral in line with your spine. And then you're going to squeeze those glutes. So you can see that I'm in as straight line as possible. I do have a little bit of a sway back, but everything's tight here, so I'm drawing my stomach in, my back's as flat as possible. I'm using my glutes, so they're squeezed really tight, and then shoulders are down. So a lot of people start like this. They stick their butt out and arch their back, and shoulders are arched like this. That's not a good form. It's not how you set up, and it's not how you do deadlifts. All you're going to do is put a lot of pressure on your lower back, and you're not actually activating your glutes properly. Okay, so tighten those glutes, tight tummy straight back, shoulders down, head's neutral. You're going to come down, keeping that position. So you want to keep a straight back, keep a really tight core, and you're moving down like this, so your back shouldn't be moving. So you shouldn't be going like this or anything. That's all steady. Coming down, pick up the bar, dig those big toes down into the ground. Using those glutes, you're going to push away from the ground and stand back up, squeezing those glutes at the top. And as you can see, your back doesn't change, your core doesn't change, your shoulders are down, they're not back like this, and you're not hyperextending. A lot to think about, I know, but over time, if you just keep running through the basics, it'll get better and get easier for you. So now using the bar, you're going to grab the bar and pull it towards you. Then I'm drawing the bar, pulling it towards me as far as I can so it touches my shin bone. Then first thing I do is dig my toes into the ground. That makes make sure that your glutes activate properly. I know it's a funny little tip. Then you're going to pull away at the bar before you even move it. You feel those glutes switch on, and then you're going to stand up, pushing away from the ground, squeezing those glutes to the top, stomach's tight, and then you're going to come back down again with a straight back. I really should have done this at the start before I did that circuit. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not coming down, pushing back, and then doing this. None of this is happening. Now, just think about what that's doing to your lower back. Those muscles become very tight. Down, and then squeezing those glutes. Everything's as straight as possible. So I think you get my point. Oh, and make sure that your head stays neutral throughout. So head moves with your torso. So I hope all that made sense. I know I blabber on a lot, but I just really wanted to do a video like that, just explain the right sort of technique. And you know, a lot of people, there's a lot of, I call them the peanut gallery, the people who think they know everything and they critique everything that you do, everything that I put up, everything that everyone else puts up. There's all those people there commenting negative things and saying that their form's incorrect and blah, blah, blah. I get it all the time. I know that my form's good. I've worked on this for several years with my physio, with exercise scientists. I'm obsessive with this stuff, so everything, all my technique is as good as I can get it. Now, no one's got perfect technique. No one has the perfect structure, I guess, and no one is perfectly balanced either, so everyone's squats and deadlifts are going to look different. So keep that in mind. Do what's best for you, do what's most comfortable for you, and make sure that you're always protecting yourself. Safety is always first. So drop the weight down if you have to, leave your ego at the door, and lift safely with good form. Hope you enjoyed it. Emily Skye signing out. I don't know why I said that.